Hope you are all well. Today I welcome you in my channel EduScope. Today I am going to discuss how to increase memory, and this video will help you in your learning process and study. If I ask you which thing you dislike the most, yes, you will tell that education or study. When we were at your age, we also told that who had discovered this system of education, it is really bad. But you know that we have to do our study better because there is a pressure from our parents and from the teachers in our school. And actually you know that we have to do our education in a nice way. If we want to establish in our future, we have to do our education very nicely, because this education is the simplest and easiest way to achieve something in our life. In other way, if you want to establish yourself in future, it is really a difficult task and there is lot of uncertainty. So we have to concentrate in our study and study it very nicely and increase our memory power. Now we have to know that which organ of our body is responsible for our memory. In our body, the organ which is responsible for our memory is brain. You know, this is a human body and brain is present here within the skull. And you know, brain is the most complex organ of our body. Most complex organ. Why? Because this brain contains 1 billion nerve. 1 billion nerve. And there are 1 trillion synapse. What is synapse? You know that synapse is a joint in between two neurons. Now this brain is responsible for our memory, and the God has given us 5 sense organs to receive all impulse, all information from our surrounding. What we read in our book, that also go to our brain through some receptor. Here receptors are sense organ. One is eye, one is ear, another is nose, another is tongue, another is skin. So there are 5 sense organs to receive all information, all knowledge, and these knowledge are going to the brain through the nerves, and brain store it. So there are 2 main steps to increase our memory. Number 1, receive and transportation of information or knowledge to the brain. So what information is present surrounding us, that should be received by this sense organ and that should be transported to our brain. That is the number 1. And number 2 steps is retention of this information or this knowledge in the brain. So what is received, what information is transported to the brain, so brain should receive it. In this video I am going to discuss, that is first point, that is receive and transportation of information to the brain. So we know that there are 5 sense organs: ear, eye, skin, nose and tongue. Now coming to a classroom, here you see what teacher is teaching: continent, subject geography, topic continent. The teacher is explaining about continent very nicely. He is giving all information to the student in a very nice manner, and students are listening very carefully. Though I know all students are not listen carefully to the teacher, but here I assume they are listening very carefully. So which sense organ the students are using? Yes, that is only ear. So only ear is being used to receive the information what the teacher is giving. This is one method of teaching. Teacher is explaining, student is listening. This is one of the method of teaching. Now after some time, this teacher brought this type of globe, kept it on the table so student can see this globe which is kept on the table, and then these students are using ear as well as eye. These students can hear the teacher's voice as well as see this globe and come to know what is the position of different continents. Now you tell which method is good. Of course, second one, when the students are using ear as well as eye. Approximately 500 BC, there was a Chinese philosopher. Name was Confucius. He told, I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, I understand. When students are only listening, that is one way of learning. When along with using their ear, when they use the eye, that is better way. Third thing is that when they are asked to do something, do some project, do some model, so then their knowledge will be more developed. They would develop a concept on that topic, and that will retain in the brain for longer time. Now I am coming to another room of the school, that is chemistry lab. Here one student is doing practical. When he is doing practical, this student is using its ear. When he is listening what information is being given by the teacher, he is using his ear to listen it. Next, when he see the salts or chemical, they use his eyes. Now, when he touch this chemicals or salts, he is using skin. And when teacher is telling that take the smell of the chemicals or salts, but it is not happening all the time, but sometime teacher asks the student to take the smell. At that time he is using nose also. So in this way that student is using ear, eye, skin and nose. So he is using 4 sense organ out of 5. Here receiving of impulse will be more, receiving of information will be more, and that will be retained in our brain for longer time. Now I want to give you one funny example. Suppose this is a hut. In this hut there are 5 members are living. A, B, C, D, E. 5 members like 5 sense organs. Suppose these 5 members are making a plan to make this type of building and buy a car. So they thought how it would happen. So to increase their wealth, they want to increase their wealth. Then how this wealth can be increased? By getting more money. From where money would come? From outside. Suppose this A starts earning, wealth is increased little bit. When B is earning money, wealth is being increased. Then C is also earning, D is also earning. So when most of the members are earning money from the surrounding, so their wealth would increase. Similarly, if we use all sense organ or most of the sense organ to receive the information, to receive the knowledge from outside, our brain will be enriched with the knowledge and the brain will retain it for longer time. So it is clear that when we are going to study, we have to use different sense organs so that our brain can receive the information and knowledge nicely and retain those information in our brain for longer time. In my next video, I will show you how to make models to learn, and if you do models and learn it with the model, it will help you to develop concept and you can understand it properly. If you like this video, you can share it with your friends and you can subscribe. And if you have anything in your mind, you can write in the comment box. Thank you very much for being with us for a long time. But before going, don't forget this line: I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand, which was told by Chinese philosopher Confucius. Thank you very much.